20 years in coaching.
Or longer, I think. Phew.
Longer?
Yeah, I
You started with 6 years old?
No, yeah, I started with 16.
Oh,
So
it's really early start.
Yeah, I started with 16. I was under 17 player by my home club, and then the youth coordinator come inside and ask me who can train the under
7, 8?
under 7 in Germany, the Bambinis, a little bit from Italy. The
In
Bambinis.
Serbia, they are petlic.
Petlic. Okay, and then I was with 16. I was Petlic coach, and then and then the next 30 years coach in many clubs.
Before we start really serious
Yes.
conversation, I have one serious question.
Oh.
You're working with youth clubs and also with senior teams in great leagues.
Yeah.
What is the difference? What is your job as a coach in youth club, and what is the difference in your job when you are coaching a senior team?
It is not a big difference. You must see if you are coach from under 19, it's a little bit the same like professions. If
They're
you are
already professionals, sorry.
Yes.
With 19.
If you are coach from under 12, okay, then you must learn with techniques. The result is not so important. But if you see the crazy parents, for example, then yes. But you develop a lot of things as a children coach. If you are under 19 coach, and I was many years under 19 coach and professional coach, the training is the same. The principles is the same, the style is the same, also the style of coaching is a little bit the same. The big difference, professional football, is supporters, media, sponsors, pressure. You must win every match. In the under 19, under 17, it's a little bit more calm. If you lose 3 times in a row, it's not nice, but maybe you have 80 supporters, 120 supporters like this in a big stadium. After 3 matches, you feel the pressure.
I can imagine that in Germany, because you take football really seriously, being a champion in youth division is a very big thing. And you were a champion of Germany with your team.
Yeah, we was with Borussia Dortmund. We was a vice German champion. We was a Western German champion. It gives 3 under 19 Bundesliga teams. 2009, I was in the final with Borussia Dortmund. With Mario Götze and this, and we lose 2-1 against Thomas Tuchel. He was under 19 coach by Mainz. And I say always we was a better team, but okay. And in his team was André Schürrle, and in my team was Mario Götze. And 5 years later in the World Cup final, Schürrle to Götze,
they were playing together.
1-0 against Argentina. So it's a nice story. Yes, you must see, that was for 13 years. For 13 years, Thomas Tuchel was the first not really ex-professional player. As a youth coach, he go to the professionals. I was the second one to go in the second Bundesliga to Alemannia Aachen, and then really 6-7 years later, Nagelsmann and many other youth coaches go to the professionals. So for 13 years we was really new, because it is in every country the same. The ex-players get the professional head coach jobs, but Germany was really a pioneer in this. They look a lot to the youth coaches, and the best under 17 and under 19 coaches get many professional head coach jobs. And I think Germany is really the most famous country, and they do this. No? Many other countries don't want to do this.
You had the opportunity to work with really great players in Germany. Did you have an opportunity yesterday to watch Bayer Leverkusen?
No.
Because you were working there, so
yes,
I just wanted to say what's going on this season.
No, but I was watching, I think, Vojvodina.
You were in Novi Sad, okay?
Yeah, I was in Novi Sad, and I watched a match in a Serbian league. No, Leverkusen was a good match. Yes.
It wasn't a match that we were all expecting. They were just like sleeping on the field.
Really?
Like they didn't come to the.
But you were very critical.
Okay, maybe just a fun of you
Yeah.
to the match.
No, but I'm not a Leverkusen supporter. I was a coach. I was assistant coach, and then we come to the Champions League, and then I was under 19 coach 2 years. Bayer Leverkusen is a big club, it's a great club, and also many clubs in the Bundesliga. They are interesting, but I was also in Poland in Extraklasse or in Netherlands in the Eredivisie coach. Yeah, you have big stadiums, and it is really a match in these countries is really, that is a focus of the weekend for the supporters. And I worked also in Slovakia or like this. Now you have countries that are interesting in football, but yeah, my last club was in Trenčín, Slovakia. There was 700 supporters. I was coached by Liverpool.
Stay a little bit longer in Serbia, you will see.
Yeah.
Few thousand.
Yeah, but not by Red Star. By Red Star more.
Red Star and Partizan more,
yeah.
But not full stadiums.
No, okay.
Maybe when it's derby day.
Yeah.
Or some European games.
Yeah, I saw it today. I was by Kulubara against Red Star. Yeah, but it is like, you know, you have big countries, you have smaller countries, you have big football tradition, you have not so big football tradition. It is, for me as a stranger and as a cowboy a little bit, I saw so many countries. And I'm still 46, so I have a biography from a 90-year-old guy. But it is really, a big adventure, you know, football coach. And it is always, and if you are a German coach, everybody has respect for you, but not everybody like you, because the local coaches are also jealous or say, hey, why he's coming. But I think always, I do so many coaching workshops in my life, and you learn from each other. And I make not a big difference if you're a Serbian coach or German coach or Dutch coach.
You have worked in so many countries. Where was it most fun for you to work?
Okay, I'm half Dutch. My mother is Dutch. She comes from Rotterdam, so I like Netherlands. Totally, I must say. The Netherlands and Germany is for me my both countries and my both languages. I had very big success in Slovakia for 3 years, and Dunajska Streda was also nice. In Poland was good, because big stadiums. I was coached by Wisla Krakow's top supporters. And yeah, so a little bit my lovely club was NAC Breda in Netherlands, 18,000 supporters. I was only short time there because also on Corona, but that was really a nice time.
What is it about you Germans and football? They tell me always when we are talking about football and football in Germany, German people are taking football very seriously. It's a job. It's like any other job. You came at your time, you do your job, do whatever they tell you to do, and then you go home. It's a 8 to 5 job.
Yeah, sometimes, but on the
okay,
but
let's not talk about timing.
Yeah.
I'm telling about I have my job, I have my working hours.
Yeah.
But when I go home, I just continue working.
Okay.
Because I'm working in sport,
yeah.
and my job is never ended.
Yeah.
So I think that's it. That's the same for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially for coaches.
Yeah, absolutely. But you must also see, you must always be careful for your mental health. Sometimes you must really the cell phone push away. But on the other side, for me, football is my job, but it's also top sport. And for me, it's always important what the club want. You know, if the club want high pressing football, sprints, power, and then they can sell maybe the players, or they can come to European League or Champions League. Yeah, you must work for this. If you only want to have fun or think about your history, or then you cannot develop. And the clubs must decide they want a not nonsense coach, or they want always an ex-legend or whatever. They want also a top expert from a foreigner country. The club must decide which philosophy they want. And if they want maybe gegenpressing or like this, why not? But then they must look for an expert, and maybe a coach from another country is something special, but it is new. And maybe
it's
you want...
It's new and different.
Yes, and I must say, okay, Germans has also weak points, but Germans really, and I'm half German, so half German, half Dutch, so I know both countries. But Germans are very disciplined, very punctual, very strict. But on the other side, you see many big clubs in the world with German coaches. So the German coach development is really, I must say, the best in the world. Really, I think this, because I know many coaches, international coaches, but Germans are very good in video analyze. They are very good in to give training. And what Germans have, German coaches, they have brave. You know, it is not so tactical, boring. It is really. I
guess it motivates players.
Yeah, I motivate players, but because we take it serious, and we want also to work for the players, because I sell many players who now are millionaire, and now they say thank you. But sure, sometimes it's training hard.
You must train hard if you want to be a top player.
Yeah, but your job is sometimes also hard. Also it is.
Of course, every job is sometimes hard.
Yeah, and
some jobs are always hard.
Yes, and I think if you work as a kellner in the coffee 10 hours a day, it's also hard. If you work in a snack bar, it's also hard. And what means hard? You play football. It's your hobby. But if you only train from 10 to 11 o'clock, it is not working. And
it will stay only a hobby.
Yes. And I want not only win the matches, I want also to show the supporters or myself or the players that we can really to press and spectacular football. That is for me football.
Footballers, coaches, sportsmen in general, when they change clubs, it's always, this is my dream job, this is my dream club. What's your dream club? What would be your dream job?
Oh, my dream club is, as a child, I was a big supporter of Bayern München. No?
Easy choice.
That was easy choice. And my mother comes from Rotterdam, so I was always Feyenoord. Rotterdam was also a dream club, but a big club. But on the other side, I liked also Louis van Gaal with Ajax Amsterdam, and they are the big enemies, Ajax and Feyenoord. This is all the dream clubs: Feyenoord, Ajax, Bayern München. Yeah.
German national team.
Yeah.
When you're 60 or something.
Yes. In this moment, I don't know if I'm a national coach. But on the other side, a club coach and national coach is really
two different things. I can imagine.
Really, I must say, the last 2 years I was a little bit tired, no? Because now I take a rest, and then if I take the rest, I want to start once again. But okay, club coach is every day.
Everyday job.
It's every day, and national coach, you have maybe 8 of 10 matches a year. The problem with national coach is if you lose one match, you must wait for the next match maybe in 3 months, and the whole country you have on the back. So, and a club coach, but the club coaches for me, you can develop more, you can do training sessions, and I like this.
You told me earlier that you had interesting, different experience during Euros. World Cup is coming in just a few days.
Yeah.
Are you going to do something like that for some television in Germany or Denmark?
It was interesting. In 2018, I was working for the Dutch television because I was the analyst for the German team.
Of course, who better?
It was for me shit because only 3 matches. Then they was out. Last year, I was tactical analyst for the European Championship by ZDF in German television, and I work now for the World Championship also as a tactical strategist analyst for a small television channel. So for me it's always interesting because I like television and I like to talk, and if you talk about football, why not?
I mentioned the World Cup. Germany is playing. Dutch are playing. Serbia is playing. You have been here for a few days. Have you talked with your friends about Serbian national team? It's a big thing for us that we are going. We had a great atmosphere around team, and of course we are going to win it. Who else?
Serbia.
Of course.
No problem.
Every time that we can go to some competition, big competition, we are the winners in our heads.
Okay.
So we all played 3 matches and that's over.
Yeah, but Serbia has really good players, no? This is really a big football country, and I saw now 2-3 matches in this division, With a physical power, I think they can play more offense because Serbia have always big talents. Because I remember I was 2015 in New Zealand. There was Serbia under 17 World Cup winner. I was by this final in New Zealand.
Watching or
I was
working?
Yeah, I was scouting for Leverkusen, but and it was a great team for me.
Do you remember any of the players from that final?
Oh yeah, the name. There was one left winger. I liked him totally. I must look once again. But yeah, and then Serbia. Yeah, it's always good players, always great players. And I'm not a big specialist now for the Serbian national team because I know more the Germans and the Netherlands. But
so we can talk about Germans and Netherlands?
Sure.
What are your expectations? Germany are always among the favorites.
Yeah, as Germany has now a new coach with Hansi Flick. At the start was very good, and it was a little bit. The motor was not totally burning. But on the other side, Germany has always good players, no? And they can always change. And a tournament is also very important that you have 22 players, not only 11. And I think always Germany must always go for the last four. Also the semi-final must always be the aim.
Because saying football is a game that is played 19 minutes and that it's always won by Germans.
Who says this?
It's a common saying in our country because
Gary
we lost.
Lineker.
It's okay.
Gary Lineker, yeah. The most time in the life Gary Lineker is right. But you see, yeah, the last tournaments was Germany not the best. But yeah, we have always good young players, and you see also the players from Bayern München. They have now a block, and from Borussia Dortmund they have a block. Yeah, and many players.
They're every day together. They're a team,
together,
not a national team. They're like a team.
Yeah, and many players was playing in England.
They know each other, and it's making it easier.
Yeah, and I think they have a big chance to come on the last under 4.
Who is your favorite to win it? What do you think?
It's always the same, no? France is always a big team. Brazil is always a big team. Okay, my heart is for Netherlands and Germany, no? Because I saw.
Of course.
I saw Netherlands also 3-4 times now. As they have also now a big selection, I must say. Many players who are also playing now abroad, and yeah, with Louis van Gaal they have a Fox as a coach. No? He's really the boss, and I think if clubs or associations want to support a coach, the coach must a little bit the boss. So Hansi Flick is a boss because they want him, and Jogi Löw was many years a boss, and Louis van Gaal is the general, and I think they follow him. And so Netherlands, I think, has a big chance. I say Netherlands.
Okay.
Okay. You say Serbia.
I say Serbia, of course. It's a special situation. World Cup comes in the middle of the season.
Yeah.
Is it just me or some players who didn't play on Euros because of injuries are playing more defensively, or they just don't want to get injured, or it's not proper football, I would say, these 10, 12, 15 matches in the club leagues, in national leagues.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's always the philosophy of the coach.
Did you watch Liverpool this season?
Yeah.
Van Dijk is not Van Dijk.
Yeah, okay, yeah, maybe.
It's like he is saving himself for a World Cup.
Yeah, can be, but you think
he missed Euros because of an injury?
Yeah, okay, yeah,
he don't want to miss World Cup.
Yeah, that he must, but you must expect really that he has a big injury, and it is like if you broke a glass and you cut the glass together there, okay, then it's a glass not really fit, and Van Dijk plays so many matches. And also after the injury, okay, in Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp want always to play high speed football, and maybe the players say, on one level is it maybe a little bit more finished.
He's tired?
Wow, you see, but Borussia Dortmund, Jürgen was also in the 7th year.
Yes, it's his 7th year.
It is, yeah, okay, but 7 years by Dortmund and Liverpool, and I think also by Mainz. It's a wonderful coaching career. And then maybe a little bit it is, not so the high level football by Liverpool play. The last 5 years, so strange football, always quick, always fast, always press. Mane and Salah was always running, and they play, I think, 60 matches a year, these players.
Yes.
It's a lot.
It's really, really long.
And you know, now it's the end of the year, and normal is that everybody for holiday, and now comes the big highest point in the end of the year in Qatar. Yeah, okay.
Are you going to Qatar?
No.
Are you staying in Serbia?
Maybe.
Let's talk about.
You never know.
Let's talk about.
In this moment, I have a TV job in Hamburg. But
it's great. So you are going to watch all matches?
Yes, I must. It's my job.
You had an opportunity here to watch a few matches. Can you imagine yourself working in Serbia in Super League?
Yes, of course. Because in this moment I have not a job, so I'm always open for good countries, and I was reading that Serbian is 11th best football league in Europe. So when I was, you see, I was working in Poland. I think Poland is number 25, Slovakia 28 or like this. And Serbia is a football country. It is not okay. You can discuss about supporters in big stadiums or small stadiums. But you know, if you're a football coach, you want to work with a team. And I worked with many Balkan players, and they are emotional always, they are creative. They're not always simple, but I like, difficult, but I like emotional players also. And why not?
Okay, if you are staying, we can see each other again and talk about football a little more.
Then we talk in Serbian language.
Okay.
Okay.
You learned one word today. What did we say? Može?
Može.
Okay.
Može.
It's a deal.
Okay, thank you. Može.
Može.
Okay. Thank you very much.